Thank you all for listening in to this webinar that we're having today. It's one of our first that we've ever done, and we hope that you will receive a lot of information regarding veteran employment opportunities that Northwest Arkansas and throughout the nation have available for you all. Today we have a large group of employers who will be talking to you about the different opportunities veterans have in their companies. And right now I'm going to have them introduce themselves and talk to you a little bit about what programs they have within their corporations. And first we're going to go ahead and start off with Walmart.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tom Colella, and I served in the Marine Corps, left as a captain, and went to work for Air Products and Chemicals a few years ago. And most of my career has been in recruiting, and now at Walmart, I'm the Vice President of International Recruiting. Walmart is a very, very veteran-friendly place. We have many veterans at Walmart, and we made a commitment this past year to hire every veteran who gets off active duty in the past 12 months with an honorable discharge, that we guarantee that person a job. And I suggest you look at our website, our employment website, and go to careerswithamission.com, and you'll see two tracks. If you'd like to an immediate job, we will put you, we have counselors that will speak to you on the phone, and we can put you in touch with a store or distribution center. If you're looking for a career, there's another alternative, and again, you'll talk with a career counselor, and they will put you in the, or they'll introduce you to the right people to speak with. Walmart is so committed. About 3 years ago, we hired a retired Brigadier General, Gary Profit from the Army, to set up these programs. And many of our leadership at Walmart are veterans, and we're very enthusiastic so far. We've hired almost 10,000 veterans since May 31st this year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alexa O'Leary. I'm the Senior Military Recruiter for Tyson Foods. I have served about 15 years active duty and still currently serving in the reserve, so I have a total of 23 years. I command a battalion out in Salt Lake City, Utah. Started out with a background in aviation as a Black Hawk pilot, and now I've transitioned more to the logistics and the sustainment side of the reserves. I've been with Tyson Foods for about 7 months now. Came on board. This is my first civilian job that I've ever had. The military is all I've ever known. So Tyson was a very easy transition for me from the military to the civilian sector. As a senior military recruiter, we have the Camo to Khaki program where we focus on hiring our veterans into Tyson Foods. We have more than 100 facilities within the United States, and we're also international. So I would ask that you check out Tyson Foods and our military Camo to Khaki page when you get a chance.
Hi, my name is David Martin. I'm the Senior Human Resource Manager for J.B. Hunt Transport. I'm also the administrator of our military recruiting efforts there. And my background with the military, I have a total of 10 years, both in the regular Army and the Arkansas Army National Guard, where I was in the field artillery. Since then, after transitioning out of the military, I've been with J.B. Hunt now for 28 years. And our programs that we have in place for hiring veterans are for the management training opportunities as well as operations supervisors. We also, currently 18% of our workforce are veterans. And one thing to mention too, for the last 7 years, we've been in the top 25 of military-friendly employers as ranked by GI Jobs magazine.
Hi, my name is Lucas Finch, and I'm with Ernst & Young. I'm a CPA with the firm. It's a professional services firm dedicated to assurance, tax, transaction, and advisory services. I am a military veteran. I served in OIF 1 and OIF 2 as a cavalry scout, 3rd ID 37 Cav. I'm also a U of A grad. Graduated from the University of Arkansas in 2010. With a degree in accounting and finance. EY is also a part of the 100,000 Job Coalition. We have a dedicated veterans network and a veterans mentoring program in which interns and new hires with EY are dedicated a mentor with a veteran's background to help them navigate the firm, develop career expectations and goals, and from there to better be involved in EY as a whole. So I encourage you to seek out the website listed here and also to check out ey.com/us/veterans. Thank you.
Based on our last summit, live summit that we had, service members in attendance had various questions, and we picked 5 of the top questions they had. And as we're asking these questions, you are more than welcome to submit your questions, and we'll get those answers for you. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the first one, and anybody in the panel who would like to address it, please let me know. The first question is, how can a veteran stand out from other applicants in your application pool?
This is Tom Colella, and I'm sure we'll probably all have similar kinds of comments. I think it's important to make sure your resume is up to date. I think you need to have several resumes, and I think as you apply for a job, you need to make sure the keywords in that job description that you might find on a website are in your resume. And as I say, the military bottom line up front, I would put as many of those words, kind of at the top of your resume. Many recruiters haven't served in the military. Many recruiters are almost right out of college, and sometimes they're not quite sure what they're looking for. So you need to help them. And again, like I say, putting keywords and having different resumes for whatever job you're applying for.
This is David Martin with J.B. Hunt. One thing also to add to that is understanding the customer's business. It's not only that, but truly know what they're in, also what their goals are, and also who the competitors are. Just walk in there knowing nothing about the company can shut the interview down very quickly. And so all I can say is do your homework better than the other guy. Also, too, is I would say, research their website. It's a great way to gather information about the company, as well as other websites that are not by the company but may have information about the company.
And this is Alexa from Tyson. One of the things that I would recommend you do is make sure that you have real life experiences that will set you apart, especially from those that are coming strictly from a school environment or straight out of college. The fact that you have a real world experience or that might relate to the company that you're working for, make sure you hit on that so that those that are doing your interviews or having your discussions can see that you have real world experiences where some of the other applicants may not.
My second question is, what strengths are most important to address in a resume?
This is David Martin again with J.B. Hunt. I think one thing is your resume is your chance to display your qualifications and skills and abilities. So with that resume too, looking at the job description, ensuring that you have key words that are listed on your resume that are corresponding with the job description. That's one important thing. It's not really what skills you have, it's how do you best display the skills that you've been provided by the military, because they are indispensable, and how you use those in a resume that correlates with the job description is very much what a recruiter is looking for.
This is Lucas Finch with EY. I would say 3 top points to think about when you are writing your resume that we look at from a standpoint of who should we hire is what kind of job experience do the candidates have, what type of extracurricular experience do the candidates have from a standpoint of how do you work with others in a non-authoritarian type setup, non-work environment. And then also, how are you doing from an academic standpoint? What is your academic success? What are your areas that you work on the most? I think from a military standpoint, you have a leg up in the first two categories from the standpoint that you have work experience and that you have extracurricular activities where you work with others. And I would make sure that you highlight those and, as the previous recruiters have stated, tailor them to the specific job that you're looking for, so that you say, here's what I've done and here's how my military experience is applicable to this position.
Okay. My next question is, how should a veteran prepare for an interview?
And this is Alexa from Tyson Foods. One of the things I would recommend that you do is really study the company that you're going to speak with. Get on their websites and research, understand when they were founded, what they've done, how far they've come, what's made them successful, and then also the position that you're actually planning to interview for. Study that. If you have any references or can make any contacts with people who worked in that department or something similar to that, make sure that you have a discussion with those individuals. And so educate yourself as much as possible on the company, one that shows that during the interview that you've done your homework and that you're interested in working for that company.
Tom Colella again with Walmart. So you have an opportunity. I mean, you have however long it is to talk to a recruiter, either on the phone or in person, and so nothing is more impressive than you know what you're talking about, and particularly about a certain job or a company. So it looks like you've done your homework. A lot of times it's helpful if you can find someone that's done that function before and find out more about it, or if there's someone that works for that company, you can learn about the company and the culture, how they think, what's important to the company. So it is about being prepared. And then, always develop questions. At the end of an interview, if the interviewer says, do you have any questions, you say no. Well, that's kind of strange. You ought to have a couple of questions. So, it's good to have a discussion and let them do the talking and let them be selling you. But I guess that's all I have.
This is Dave Martin again with JB Hunt. Another one I would point out too is being able to practice with a friend preparing for the resume or for the interview itself. I can't say you never can practice enough for an interview. And again, reiterating what was previously said about knowing about the company, it doesn't hurt to, I think you spend a lot more time researching than probably the average person does, because there's so much, just my years as a recruiter for JB Hunt, like again, it turns me off probably quicker than anything when the person walks in and knows nothing about who we are and what we do.
And just one quick note, don't be afraid to talk about yourself. You should be able to go in and give your quick bio on what you've done, from telling you where you grew up, where you went to school, and then what you've done in the military. So don't be afraid to let them know the achievements that you've had in the military, because that's what's going to set you apart from those that are interviewing for the same positions.
And Tom Colella again. So David had mentioned GI Jobs, and they have a top 50. And so these are all very veteran-friendly employees or employers. And all of these companies will have people like us that focus on military recruiters. And so we're the people you want to talk to in terms of learning about the company and learning, in part of your network. So don't be afraid to use that. I mean, this is a unique time that companies do want to hire veterans. And so take advantage of it. You get to the interview because you are military. So it's not something to, it's something to talk about. And your leadership and the responsibility that you've had and all of those things. And that's what everyone's looking for. So practice and be prepared to talk about yourself, what you've done, why you're interested in the company, and where you're trying to take your life.
The next question is, how important is networking and how can a veteran network?
This is Lucas again with EY. I would say networking is very important, especially in a specialized field like accounting or finance. Any kind of network you can build while you're on campus would be a great advantage. The easiest way that I would say to do that is reach out to your professors, tell them this is the position I'm interested in, this is the company I'm interested in. They are going to have contacts either in the recruiting field or just from their experience themselves. And then, like these other recruiters have said, you go to the websites, look for the veterans page, contact people. I think that's one advantage veterans have over other candidates, is that you already have that experience with working with individuals in a workplace, and you know how to contact someone professionally, explain what you're looking for and how to get that. And whereas other candidates, it may be their first position, they may not feel comfortable with that. You would have the professional demeanor to do that. And so I would say use your experience and that confidence you have from the military to then reach out and build that network through any of those different sources.
I'd suggest if you don't have a LinkedIn, this is Tom again, LinkedIn account, I'd create a LinkedIn account. And then there's a, it's LinkedIn for the military. It's called rallypoint.com. And it's also another networking tool. But those are out there. I would say as you look at the list of companies that are veteran friendly, you go to their websites, you can find people, and they'll post jobs. You can find people in those companies on LinkedIn. You can contact them. You really need to be aggressive in terms of building your network. And there's people that got off active duty a year or two ahead of you. Talk to them. I mean, what did they find? Where did they go? How did they think about things? What was their biggest mistake, or the thing that helped them find a job? But the more you can talk, the better. And it's not always talking to people and asking them for a job. It's talking to them about them and what they've done and how they think about things. And I think the bigger your network, the better.
This is Dave again with JB Hunt. I think another way to build your network is looking for organizations where you can volunteer your time, where you can network with other volunteers that may be able to kind of cast out a wider net for your job search. Also, it's a time for you, in that time that you're volunteering, is to display the skills that you possess. And people will notice those, especially around the leadership, your ability to organize, lead others. That commands a presence. And so you'll actually kind of twice fold your building your network, but also a way to display your skills.
Please remember, as we're asking these questions, you're more than welcome to ask your own questions, and we'll ask the panel for some answers on those. Next question is, many reservists are concerned to state their military status in fear of not being hired because of a possible deployment. How can reservists relay this important information to a potential employer?
This is Alexa from Tyson Foods. As a current reservist, I will tell you, just be upfront with whoever you're interviewing. It's better if they know ahead of time so that they can plan. Explain to them that this is a good thing. You should be proud to serve in the reserves or the Guard. It's not a negative thing. You should be able to explain the type of unit that you're in, the mission that you do. You need to explain that we're not 2 weeks in the summer and 1 weekend a month anymore. The military's changed, and therefore our missions have changed in the Guard and Reserves. But you need to be upfront and just let them know that you will be required to be away, that you'll give them as much notice as you get in the military. And with that comes the possibility of deployments. But I think all of the companies now that are hiring veterans and hiring Guard and Reservists understand that to keep Homeland safe, we still have to do these deployments. And you'll find that a lot of these companies support those that are deployed, and they support your families when you're deployed, and they send care packages. And when family members are having problems, whether it's finances or medical or kids in school, you'll see that that company will rally around your family while you're gone. So don't be shy or embarrassed to say that you're in the Guard or Reserve. You should be proud of that and share that up front when you go in for an interview.
Yeah, I would also add, I mean, all of certainly the companies here and the companies that are listed in the GI magazine, um, but every reputable company is going to look at that and be more proud than hold it against you. I mean, that you're still continuing to serve. I mean, it is tough in a small company. If there's 5 people in the company, you got to work for them, and you go on active duty, they lose 20% of their workforce. So, I mean, you have to be aware of that too. But I think all of the companies that we're talking about, that's not a problem at all.
This is David again with JB Hunt. I just want to reiterate too, there's a USARA that came into effect in 1994, which protects those rights of members of the reserves and guards. And a lot of companies are, more aware of, this federal law that mandates what they can and cannot do. I can just give you an example. Back in '85, when I joined JB Hunt Transport, that I was required because of my reserve obligation to basically spend my 2 weeks of vacation that parallel with my summer training. And so for 3 years it went that way, and then finally something changed, I don't know what, but then began to recognize that and allow me the ability to take vacation without using it for summer guard duty. So a lot's been done over the last year, so the perception's changed. There's a lot more employers that are on board now looking for veterans. Also the OFCCP, I'm not even going to tell you what that acronym stands for, but there's some upcoming changes in that provision there that will force employers to actually seek members, veterans, as well as those with disabilities.
These are the questions that we have for the panel. Is there anything else the panel would like to add?
So this is Lucas with UARK. There's one other thing I wanted to add is that our firm tends to be probably the least well-known of the 3 that you've heard from today, just because we serve such an array of clients and provide so many different types of services. One other website that wasn't listed that I want to let you know is there's a ey.com/careers, and there's a way on there that you can go through and search the different types of careers. So at UI, you don't necessarily have to have a degree in accounting, or you don't have to have a degree in finance to provide services. There's security jobs out there. There are jobs related to operations that we have within our firm, and we've actually found hiring veterans is an incremental value added over other applicants that have the exact same qualifications because of that experience that they have in the military. And so I would encourage you to use those resources, and then my contact information is also out there. Please contact me. I'd be happy to tell you more about the firm and all the different opportunities that are available.
Right now we have some information from the Director of the Career Development Center, Ms. Angela Williams.
Thank you for joining us today for this webinar. It's a wonderful time to be a veteran. We thank you for serving your country. And as you can see, as you've heard today, we have wonderful companies and industries which are really, really eager to hire veterans. So that's why it's a great time to be a veteran. Also, I'd like to encourage you to take advantage of all of the wonderful resources that we have available to you at the University of Arkansas Career Development Center. A lot of the suggestions and great advice that a lot of the employers shared with you today, we are able to assist you with all of those. We have certified trained career counselors who can help review your resume to make sure it's perfect before you submit it to for any position. You can practice interviewing. We provide mock interviews. We also provide a lot of web resources. So say you just are busy or you're already working and you don't have time to come in for an appointment with a counselor, feel free to use our online web-based resources. Lots of wonderful information out there for you. Newly created this year, we've created our own Veterans Resource web page, and you will find there a list of wonderful resources, even things to help you convert your military language on your resume to civilian language on resumes. I know that Tyson's and Walmart have wonderful converters on their websites that can help you convert your language from military language to civilian language. They can even help you figure out which occupations will match the occupations that you had while you were in the military. And there are other resources on that website that are similar to those. We've also listed military-friendly companies on that website. Right now we're only listing our corporate partners of the Veteran Resource Information Center and the Career Development Center. Currently we only have 2, Walmart and Tyson's are corporate partners right now, but we hope to get all of these companies to join us and have their information listed there as well. Of course, there are other military-friendly companies out there that are not listed on the website, and you can find them in Razorback Career Link. If you're searching for a full-time, part-time job, there are lots of websites where you should search for jobs, but you should really seek out the Razorback Career Link. This is the job database that the University of Arkansas uses. Thousands of employers from across the nation post their part-time, full-time positions there. We all use that. All colleges use this database to post their positions. So I strongly encourage you to go there first and seek for part-time, full-time jobs, internships. We have thousands of jobs out there just waiting for you, and we are also waiting to assist you. If you want all of this assistance package because you can't remember what all you need to do, or you can't even remember what we talked about today, I strongly encourage you to join our Professional Development Institute. If you join this institute, it's free of charge to all U of A students. You will be assigned your own personal career coach. And this career coach will sit down with you and personalize a career action plan with you. There are certain things that we require for you to graduate from the program. You don't get academic credit, but employers really value students who go through the professional development training because you are required to make sure that you have your resume reviewed. You learn all of the wonderful ways to have a great resume and how to interview, and then we make sure that you know how to practice it. You learn how to network, and we also have a lot of career fairs out there. This year we're going to have the UA Career Fair, U of A Career Fair and Veterans Fairs together. As we told you before, there are lots of employers looking for you, and this is one place to come to meet them. There's also the Diversity Networking event. That event that you see is for you as well. It's for veterans, minorities, women, students with disabilities. We will have several employers there who are just waiting to meet you. So as you can see, you have a lot of support, a lot of resources available to you. Just let us know what you need, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Again, we thank you for being with us today. Please refer to the information that you see there on your screen. If you have further questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you so much.